I just woke up. So if I sound weird, sorry. Or if I sound sexy, not sorry. Okay. Well, I just had to be stupid for a moment. Um, The Uglies. This one is called The Uglies. This podcast is going to be about the uglies because it's all bad, but talked about some of the good. And I'm going to just talk about things that were ugly because something happened to me last night after I posted the other one. I God and I got into a fight. I actually got into a fight with the real Jesus. Like that's crazy. Um, but I wanted to start it off. I'm gonna be all over the place like I always am because it's a lot of information just coming out of my head. But I wanted to start it off with Kai. Again, I don't want to be rude and be like, you arrogant motherfucker, but yeah. I don't know. I don't know. I had a fight. I was just going to say, let me just get to that point. I had a fight with God, and it reminded me of when this imposter age singer, he was trying to be a pop star, told me that he had to fight a demon for God to give him new music. He was trying to make music for his country in Jamaica, he was on some island country, and God told him to fight to the death with a demon, and then I'll give you a tree of songs. Like, and I feel like, was that the point of me fighting God last night? I don't know. But this morning, I wake up to Kai, and Kai telling me, contacted me. What the frick? Is that a fucking helicopter? And Kai said he was glad I told everybody because his dumbass doesn't know what's real or fake anyway. It just means that it was real. The fact that somebody else saw it, somebody that wasn't truly in Kabbalah, right? Because they're all delusional like he is, and they would just say maybe that was a part of our imagination. Like, I don't know, not everything's real. And so I saw it and now it made it real. Yay, a Christian validated it. But what he really brought back to my remembrance was because he wanted to tell me this, because I guess I'm dispatched to him now, is I once read this webtoon. And I think in the English name, it was No Longer a Heroine. I remember that. I was going to remember that shit, right? And it was about this girl named Lisa Chon. And she had this childhood friend who, in order to get famous, he allowed himself to be gang raped by 5 grannies, like a coven. And Kai, you really didn't have to help me out with more content. I don't need it. Like, he must sense that I was about to shut this shit down after that fight I had with God. But I could have, I could have just spoke about other celebrities, right? Could have just started, because I have a lot of material, okay? This shit has been happening to me for 12 years, but I think he's arrogant, like white people, and he wants to hear about himself. Like, let me tell you, white people were enjoying me recapping the evil shit that they were doing during the imposter age. They were laughing about it and all that until it started hitting them back, I'm sure. But they thought it was really fucking hilarious. Like, they were enjoying the movie. It was a movie playing in their heads, and they were the main characters, and they were the villains too. I guess Kai wants the same thing. He told me this webtoon was based on his real life, and it was written by Lisa from Blackpink. And I'm sure he found out about the webtoon. Obviously, he wanted to sue Lisa or something, but he's more subdued now, and he doesn't seem to care if people know what a screw up he was. And, you know, that's why the main female character in the webtoon looks like Lisa and has her first name. And the guy, I don't even remember his name. I don't even remember his name. He could have been named Kai or something close to it. I doubt it, actually. Lisa said to Kai, she said that I watched you get gang raped by the 5 Ajuma. Ajuma, which is to say Korean, in Korean, old women. It's old women. And Kai told Lisa to shut the fuck up and never tell anybody. I did that because I wanted to be famous in Hollywood. He said it was for the fame in Hollywood. He was tired of being Korean famous. He wanted to be American famous. And he was that desperate. But Lisa was fucking traumatized and had some, like, she was so traumatized by it that she had some guy she was dating at the time make a webtoon about it for her, I guess, so she can get over it. Just sounds like more imposter age bullshit. Like, this is just this classic shit that was always happening left and right during Ultron's definitive reign. And I just have one message to Kai's parents. Y'all need to beat your son's ass. Okay? Get the belt. Get the belt. Okay? From what I'm hearing, he sounds like a rich trust fund baby who never got his ass beat. Okay, you know, black people, they say you got to beat your kids to drive hell out of them. They follow that part of the Bible, okay, because they know sometimes they give birth to little demon children, little hellions, and unfortunately for you, beating a demon child will make them more human. And I feel like he was a demon child, okay? Like, he was probably one of those little kids who was born with a penis and used to walk around with it just standing outwards because they think that shit is funny, okay? Those are demon babies to me. And like, I'm telling you, y'all gotta start beating him. Y'all gotta start beating him. Like, the fact that he's being so like happy and arrogant that somebody's exposing him, it's a good thing. But also it's like he's relishing in it. And I don't know. I don't think if his parents hear this, like, I know he's grown. He's an adult now. He's a big ass man. But you know, my black uncle used to say, you are never too grown. Not my younger one, another one. He said, you are never too grown to get your ass beat. Okay? You are never too grown for him to pull out that belt and whoop your ass, because if you are still evil, your parents can still do that to you. Okay? That's what you deserve. It's like, so y'all should probably start fucking taekwondo his ass, you know? Like, that's a Korean martial arts, right? Like, just like karate chop, judo flip that nigga. Your son is abominable. I can't stand him. like, just freaking, I don't know, get the belt. Like that one Korean comic on YouTube who was like, Padagada, why my son so dumb? Like, literally, ask Padagad, right? Appa, why my son dumb? Appa God, go to him and just be like, why is he a dumbass? Is it because I was a dumbass? Like, please make him smarter. Because he's making us look bad. Okay, I'm using funny Asian stereotypes here. Like, he dishonor our whole family. Okay, like, I'm being low key rude to him. I don't even know he's gonna see it as rude, because I know American Asians find that racist, but I know like the actual Asians don't find it racist at all. So like, I don't know, but I feel bad for Lisa. I feel bad for her because I think she was a good person until she saw that, and it just kind of turned her into a raw drunk whore. Like, the Lisa in the webtoon is also a drunkard, but it might be worse in real life, because her silly ass tried to show me her vagina one time because she thought I was a doctor. She said, "You're a doctor, right? Look at this." Like, full on just showing me her full ass vagina. And she said she had, like, she was drinking Hennessy, right? God made sure I saw that bottle of Hennessy in her hand, right? And she said she had a scorpion in it. Her pussy had a scorpion in it, making her like kids. So she got infected with a pedo bug. I don't know how that shit happened, but her mom was there. That's what made it even more fucked up. Her mom was standing in the corner somewhere, believing that I was a doctor because Lisa said I was. So that was really fucked up. She was like looking at me, expecting me to actually help her daughter, help her daughter get that bug out of her pussy. Like, what the fuck? Like, it's called getting crabs, bitch. Like, it's an STD, okay? Like, damn. And, well, okay, well, technically it should look like a crab. The bug usually looks like a crab, but this time it looked like a Scorpio. So it was a spiritual STD, a different kind, right? That makes you like kids, I guess. I couldn't help her. I was in shock. I said, get the fuck away, because what the hell? Like, it's like, oh, wow, the life of a pop star. Like, I wanna be a bimbo doll. It should just be, I wanna be a poppy star. Like, it's the same damn thing. It's the same fucking thing. It's just like, ooh. So that's gonna be the opening of this podcast. because I just got this news. Okay? And it messed with me, and I just have to tell it. Yep, I'm gonna just tell it because, yep. And you're probably wondering, Amber, Recluse, what happened to chapter 4? I'm not giving you the 4th chapter. Oh my God. I'm not giving it to you. That's another thing that me and God was fighting about. Okay. He just said they just need a 3rd chapter. That's it. I guess I'm not giving it to you. God just revealed to me that the country is getting better off of my podcast because the people cannot read well. Meaning some people are listening to this and finally recognizing that, yes, I am under COVID siege. And yes, it was a bad time for me. He said it was better for them to hear than to see with their own eyes. The imposter ruined even that. Seeing is no longer believing. So what do we do? Ask me, like me, not Taylor Swift. Like, I'm going to be rude. Instead of saying ask God, I'm going to say ask me now, right? Because I'm the new Taylor Swift. Everybody was looking up to her, saying that she was the queen of the imposter age. And, I'm like, why don't I just become the queen of the apocalypse? I don't think it's so wrong or so good, really, so right, Chapter 4, like, look, let me just try to explain it. God is Beyonce. And we are in control now, fighting over the charts. I'm Taylor Swift and he's Beyonce, and we were fighting over the charts last night. Okay? Chapter 4 was me trying to release my album. Just think about that. Girl, loud behind an airplane. Chapter 4 was me trying to release my album. And then God, like Beyonce, just drops his pregnancy on my release date. Okay? That really happened. Taylor was going to release an album on the day that Beyonce told us she had twins. Beyonce did that on purpose just to fuck her up. And it was hilarious to me at the time. Right? Because only like spiritual people knew about it, I guess. Because like, how else would you know, right? But that's what it felt like God did to me. And I was really upset. Okay? I was yelling about Love in Deep Space, about other stuff. Like, him saying all in due time. Like, I'm tired of him playing the long game and saying, no, let them think that they won now. Okay? Like, I was really just yelling and cussing, and I feel bad and I repented, but I'm just like, no, like, you always want to do this long game shit. Like, let's get them now. Let's get them now. Right? And he's like, no. And now he want to mess with me. Okay? God fucked up my release date by telling me Jesus has been born on the earth now. Okay? There. Like, and I gotta believe it. I must believe it or else I'd be lukewarm. So that's huge news for us Christians, right? So God showed me this months before, but I was like, yeah, whatever. Cool. Like Katy Perry in that one talk show. Now he's mentioning it again, and I have to pay attention. So if you find the Christ, please let him know I'm here. He's probably Kazuma. Because I told you my testosterone came out my body. And it created Kazuma, and now it came back to me. My hormones are fully leveled. Thank God, right? But Kazuma's body has been taken over by Christ. That's what he was trying to tell me last night, and that's what I was yelling about. Like, stop fucking playing with me. Like, that's not funny. That's not funny. Like, why am I not the Christ? That's what I'm really mad about. Like, you possess his body and not mine. Who cares if I'm a woman, Like, I could grow a dick. I don't want to have sex anyway. Like, it's like all these men are fucking annoying. I developed myself there. Like, fucking annoying. But I'm guessing this is all true. And Beyonce is the next Michael Jackson. She is Michael Jackson of our generation. But nobody wanted to give her credit because it was the imposter age. Yeah, well, we're going to have to give her her flowers now while she's still alive. Okay, I don't mean to cut it off and stop talking about Jesus, but, we should, give her her flowers now. Okay? I just needed to say that really quick, But back to the second coming. Oh my God, the second coming. Oh my God. Why ruin my character, Jesus? Like, that's what I was like. Like, he is like the Christ, but he should not be Christ. I feel like Jesus, like, I don't know. I'm disagreeing with this, but I gotta believe it since I'm the only Christian on the planet Earth that God likes to bother this much. Okay? That's what it feels like. Because why aren't there other Christians talking to me and telling me, like, validate my feelings? Damn, like, when I think about it, I don't really want to believe it. Sorry, Jesus, I guess I am Thomas. Because if you are Kazuma, then that would mean that you're having sex right now. I don't, because that's what I would imagine him to be doing. Since I told him he needs to find a wife and have sex because it'll make him more normal. Otherwise, I'll have to kill him because he might turn into like what I said I'd turn into, a Hitler figure. And it might be easier for him because he's a man. And you know how everybody is about men. Everybody loves men, right? They love men. Men are natural born leaders anyway. It's weird when a woman is a leader. People treat her funny. People have been treating me funny. You know, but like imagine Jesus having sex. I guess that's what the characters in my book look like to the demons of Hollywood, especially. I did see this toy factory in New York. Invite him as a baby spirit, Jesus, before he came fully into the world. There was a toy factory that was showing me. Okay, so those are some Christians. I don't know if they're real or not, but those are some Christians who let me know that they gave an entire toy factory to Jesus, to the baby Jesus when he was born, and it it looked like they built a small city just for him to live in. But God said it was useless in the end because he was just going to grow up very quickly. Like, Jesus was a little bit pissy and said he didn't like them. And if Jesus doesn't like you, you're out, right? That's what happened. The Holy Ghost is his mom. So the Holy Ghost told him, remember, you're supposed to grow up quickly. You're not actually supposed to be relishing in the fact that you're a child. Because when the demon people, the dogs, the antichrists, when they came to earth as children, as babies, and Satan went to the hospital and started diddling their fiddles, yeah, they had to grow up quickly. Satan told them, you got to grow up quickly. Holy Ghost told Jesus the same thing. So I'm assuming he's a man right now. And that will contribute to what I'm trying to say next. I just wonder what does that mean for the rest of us, God? Like, what does that mean for the rest of us? Those people believed before I did. The fact that they gave him, Jesus said he didn't like them, but they believed before I did. And it was only because they saw the light on him, how it was different from any other light ever in existence. I don't know. That's kind of scary. Jesus has high standards, and because I do not see, same as everyone else, I don't believe. Because I do not see, I don't believe. But I gotta believe, What you gonna do when they come? I gotta believe. Y'all remember that? Y'all remember that church song, that churchy ass song from Parappa the Rapper too? Like, how, like, that game is so difficult. It's so difficult. I doubt anybody who played it made it to the end without, some cheats. And Parappa's a damn dog. Oh my god. Parappa, like, sometimes I look back at things like, because they thought that the imposter race was supposed to happen during Y2K, is that why Parappa the Rapper happened? Like, is that why Parappa came out? Like, because Parappa is trying to be a rap star, and they were trying to indoctrinate rappers with Satan, and like, is it all connected? Like, it feels like it is Parappa the Rapper, because like, in Jammer Lammy, she's a cow, and Satan, when he becomes one with Beelzebub, they turn into this creature called Baphomet that looks like a cow with female breasts and like a dick. So it's like, them trying to be one, like, that's what it's called. Jammer Lammy. Jammer Lammy. Like, I don't know how many people played that one. My uncle had all of it. So I had all of it, right? The young one, he was the young one, the young uncle I had. And he had Parappa the Rapper 1, 2, and Jammer Lammy. And those games were so fucking fun. I loved the music. They were just extremely difficult to play. Like, I don't know, the controls was just crazy. And now looking back, it feels like it was an imposter game, an early imposter game, because somebody thought the imposter age was going to happen in the 2000s, and it did it. In the 90s or the 2000s, and it did it. And like I just feel like there were so many things like that, like that Roach character who said he is the Lord and everybody knows his name, and that he's like Satan and he's like a demon, right? And it's like they were making fun of Satan, like he's like a little roach, but he always thinks that he's a god. You know what I mean? And then at the end of Jammer Lammy, at the end of the game, she dies and goes to hell. Like she fucking goes to hell. Like I'm like, why did nobody ever talk about that? Nobody noticed that. And I thought maybe it's because the game wasn't that popular, but like she actually dies and go to hell. And it's just stuff like that where like in the last game, Rapper the Rapper 2, he goes to church and they have a little church service. Like he's like, I gotta redeem, I gotta receive, I gotta believe. Like, okay, okay. And it's like, he's a goddamn dog. Dating a flower, mind you. Like he's a dog dating a flower. How fitting for the imposter age is that? Honestly, I think it's very fitting. And honestly, it sounds like another subconscious inspiration for Chiaki and Ember. If like, oh my god. So the book is closed. Let me just say that. I don't think I can get back to it now. The Gray Book is closed for now. This is huge news. Okay. I'm supposed to be happy, but I feel annoyed that nothing feels set in stone for me still. I'm so mad. I'm so mad those damn Neanderthals were making people think differently about what we were supposed to go through during the revelations. Like they really fucked it up. They were on YouTube and shit trying to tell us what was gonna happen because they thought they could see into the spirit realm. Nah, they were wrong. They were really wrong. Like in the imposter revelations, which is by books, Jesus doesn't show up at all. Meaning he just stays in heaven. So when you hear about him doing shit, he was in heaven, right? So I guess now during the real revelations, he will be here on earth. But like, yes, like he was just spirit, right? I don't know. I feel like I should be like, yippee. But this is my real raw reaction. But like, why aren't you around me? God, like, why aren't you with me? That's rude. Like, you're rude. The least you could do is come and be my friend after all this tribulation. Like, hello, Yeshua, Yeshua HaMashiach, Maranatha, Maranatha. Like, where are you? Where are you? Like, I don't even, like, why do I have to, would you show up if I spoke ancient Hebrew? Like, to you're so, I'm trying not to, like, oh my gosh. He told me to write these books. I realized that wasn't Caesar. It was the real actual Christ. He told me to write these books. Then he met the dogs, found out about it through, like, I'm sorry. He met the dogs. He found out about something involving me. I'm trying to frame it the way I heard it because it was like a time work going on during that time where I was writing the black books, and he was like, I wanted you to write these books because I wanted somebody to do it. Somebody should do it. You know, it's late. It's very late, but it doesn't matter now. It doesn't matter. But there was, the dogs, Alicia, Ruth, the other Alicia, and then even Grimm. Sometimes his ugly ass would pop up. And through time travel, they found out about me writing these books, and they were trying to get everybody to write books to stop me, I guess. I don't know. And that just pisses me off, actually. A lot that Jesus does pisses me off, okay? A lot that God does pisses me off now. And although I don't know if I should blame your father or your mother, Jesus, or if I should just blame you. I don't know, okay? Do you guys know that Jesus, the Christ, came to me during the imposter age telling me that before he got to me, he went to 2 different Christians to write these books? 2 different Christians in the span of decades, actually. Right? 2. He did say that there was a 3rd person he went to, but then he said that should be a time warp because he hates her so much. He hates her way too fucking much. Okay? So she kind of got erased in time. That little stint. And that was fucking terrifying. Uh, so it was the imposter age, and Jesus was going to be evil. This is what he revealed to me that night. He said that he was going to try to be evil because for some reason, that's what all the demon and animal people that he took care of for all their lives, they were imagining that when the imposter age is on, it means you're supposed to be evil. Nobody came up with this conclusion but them. And Jesus was like, I have no idea why they thought that imposter age means I'm going to be evil now when they already are. That's the strange thing to me, is that you didn't know you already were. So what, are you just going to get more evil? Like, it was stupid. It was stupid. And so Jesus said he was going to be evil, but he was going to do it in spirit, meaning he wasn't going to come to earth. He was just going to be in the spirit, the spiritual part of existence, since, that's what the dogs were doing. What the dog doing? What the dog doing? What the dog doing? Being a fucking menace. So, Jesus was being as evil as he could when he came to me, and he said, he was, I know, like, I'm not even gonna say it, I'm just gonna move past it. Like, he was being as evil as he could be. That's what he wanted to let me know. He's like, I probably should have asked you to do this beforehand, like I said earlier, right? But I like that you wrote y'all in. Maybe you can write this one. That's what he was saying. After I finished Yalin and I started to write the second one, he told me to stop and write Hidden Travel instead. And he was pretty chill, like Buddha or Siddhartha Gautama, the original Buddha, not that other fat bitch, But it's like, he told me to use my passion for Yu Yu Hakusho to steer my hand in these books, because there's going to be 4 of them. Just like there's 4 seasons of the TV show of Yu Yu Hakusho. Like, obviously it was a manga, and there's way more than 4 books when it comes to mangas. But in the TV show specifically, there are 4 seasons. There is the Spirit Detective arc, which is the beginning. Then there is the Dark Tournament. Yes, the Dark Tournament arc. That's the 2nd season. Then there's the 3rd season, which is my favorite, Chapter Black. And then there's the 4th one, The Three Kings. So Yu Yu Hakusho is based in the span of these 4 seasons. And so he told me to make 4 books. And I made Hidden Travel white paper, Hidden Travel black paper. It was Yu Yu Kurogami. Then I made Hidden Travel on gray paper, which I called Yu Yu Abunsho, and in Japanese. And then I called the other one Hidden Travel Cleared. Krishi. Okay? So it's like, it was just, I was really excited about it, just to match the 4 seasons of Yu Yu Hakusho. And he told me, as I was doing that for Jesus was exposing how he was being a distraction when bad things happened too. Like, it was another situation. I loved it. Because remember in the first podcast I told you where the woman, the Beelzebub woman, was standing there and she didn't know that was really Satan, and he looked at her and she got this sense, you better smile, bitch. If he's smiling, then you better smile, right? And I had the same feeling when Jesus came to me and he was telling me that he was doing evil shit for the imposter age, right? And I just decided to be like, okay. Like, yeah. Like, I was like, not about to disagree. Anyway, but when something bad happened in my room, he turned into a pitch black Beelzebub, and he completely naked. He was completely naked, because the ones that were being used as a distraction were dressed up in a tutu, but he was completely naked and had a little nub, right? Had a little nub in front of him that looked like a penis, but it wasn't fully formed yet, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he had red ruby diamond shaped eyes, red ruby eyes, and he was pitch black. So he looked like her, but like he was like a special one, you know? And then he had mirror images of himself dancing too to really make me loopy. Like I was like, oh, what the fuck shit. Like, and something bad happened to a demon again, and then Jesus was dancing to distract people from it. And a bunch of people saw that, and the imposter said, that's not how the rules are. So Jesus said, whatever, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm guessing this is when he started thinking of the books again, the imposter revelations. To be honest, when he was in that Beelzebub disguise, he had this light lining around him. So that's why I stared at him for so long. He really was a good distraction because I was trying to figure out, he had this strange light emanating from him that the other ones didn't, right? And so I couldn't tell it was him at the time. That's right. When he transformed right in front of me, I was still like, that wasn't him. The fuck? That wasn't him. And so perhaps the demons would have figured him out early anyway because of that light that was shining around him, outlining his entire body. And he said he already had sex, but that was normal. He said it really wasn't as evil as he thought. So he decided to do something else evil. He bombed a church by spiritually sitting in it and just farting all day. Like he said, he really just ripped ass all day in this church. Literally, the church had to evacuate. The church had to evacuate and never came back because the smell stayed. He hated that church anyway. So he wasn't following the rules. I don't know. He hated that church anyway. Him cursing a church was evil to the imposter. So the imposter was like, good job. But because there were white supremacists and didn't even know it, he just wasn't playing by the rules, was he? They were one of those Christian people that didn't know that they were Satanists, low key. And I assume he was taking all of their negative energy and just farting it right back to them. Something Yama did in China when he saw that they were worshiping white people at the Chinese churches, right? I mentioned Yama earlier. Yama was another fallen angel from, heaven. And he was one of the ones that didn't hang with Satan a lot. Like whenever Satan showed up to hang out with his brothers, Yama disappeared because he said, I hate that gay bitch. Yama had his gay moments, but they just never really got along. Like Yama was one of the angels that made sure to sit next to God all the time so that God could pat him on his head because that did something for him. Just like God stomping on Satan made Satan more sentient and more human at times. Yama liked God patting him on his head. And it did make him fat and pudgy like a warthog, which was funny to him, So, yeah, I just wanted to talk about that because I know some people actually from the East still really like him. And I just like, guys, stop worshiping false gods. Like, they're not really angels anymore. That's why I said that. But stop watching and waiting for them to help you. What did the Bible say? They're just a little higher than us, meaning they're basically like humans. So they have the capacity to be stupid and make mistakes. Right? You really shouldn't look to them or people or me, really, But I guess now you would have to since God won't stop bothering me. But yeah, so Jesus wasn't playing by the rules. Jesus wasn't playing by the rules. And I assume he was taking, like I said, all their energy and just throwing it back to them. And they couldn't they couldn't stand the smell of their own shit. And Yama did that. And I remember his secretions came out as bugs. Instead of it being like a smoky air, it came out as bugs that attacked people when he tried to copy God. Like, so I just wanted to say that. Like, I don't know, maybe Lisa was there because I heard she was going to a lot of churches trying to get clean and shit. So maybe she was at the wrong church and she got attacked by one of those bugs because he did have pedo bugs in him from eating Beelzebub women. But whatever, that's neither here nor there. When I was, what's funny though, when I was trying to write down in my notes, because I'm looking at my notes right now. I go to my notes and I said Jesus impersonated Beelzebub, and Siri corrected it to a different spelling. Like when I said God dressed up as Beelzebub, it auto corrected to Beelzebut, like a whole different name, like a dupe name, like he was a dupe version of Beelzebub, and he called himself Beelzebut. Like what? That spelling is odd. Like, all right, Siri, let me find out you're still alive. Let me find out Ultron made you sentient because he wanted a wife, huh? Like, I don't know. He, like, but God did do something that he didn't think was evil, right? He didn't think this was evil, but I thought it was evil. Okay, because I thought it was evil, Ultron sought to bless Jesus because that was the rules, right? But it was it was to the imposter, right? Uh that it was Jesus started impersonating Caesar. Yeah, I said that earlier. I thought it was Caesar talking to me, but it wasn't, right? Jesus was impersonating Caesar, who was the original imposter of Jesus already. So he was doing something really confusing that the dogs like to do. They were doing confusing shit like that, right? They called it Inception. Jesus pretending to be Caesar when Caesar is already pretending to be Jesus was hilarious to the imposter, though I forgot that. I had a vision of him standing over me one day and taking the time to physically paint himself white, and he said, I'm going to visit my love today, Rose. She's an evil old woman whom I love. Why? Because she makes me laugh. I think Jesus was mocking the Father. Okay? That looked evil too to us. You know? Me and that puff of smoke covering over my house. Okay, like he looked like a teenager to me mocking his dad. And he was mocking him because this is how God treats Beelzebub. So, which I'm gonna get into. Like that's what I'm thinking now. Like he said Rose is a white supremacist and thinks that I should be white. So every time I visit her, I just put on this white paint and she is none the wiser. You see, Jesus was angry at his father too for letting that stupid bitch, pig bitch, have everything or anything in life. Beelzebub. We're talking about Beelzebub, okay? Um, we're talking about her, him, it, they. And the father would always say, look at her. Look, she's funny. Doesn't she make you laugh? But then she would destroy someone's life trying to impress Hercule. That is to say, Satan. You know, his censored Dragon Ball Z name. So the problem with God, the Father, the problem with the Father is that when he really likes you, he'll let you build up a long list of crimes until he has no choice but to get rid of you. Remember what I said earlier that I was fighting with him over this slow, long game he likes to play? I said, I'm tired of you playing the long game with evil people. You let them sit in comfort. You let them get rich. You let them have their mansions. You let them have everything so they can think, I'm good, I'm fine. And then you do this big reveal where it's like, surprise, I always fucking hated your ass. And you just rip the shit out of them all at once. And I know you think that's funny, but I hate that. I wish you would just get rid of them from the start, the moment you recognize what they are. Like, I know some people will hear this and be like, actually, I like that. I like that. It makes God look cool for once, right? He's evil in a cool way. And I just know, I just fucking hated it. Just like with Love and Deep Space, I know he's planning something big for their dumbasses now. For everybody who stole from me, the Jujutsu Kaisen, all them, like, he's still letting them steal from me, right? Notice how they have not given me credit yet. And it's like, I know he's just waiting for them to continue being fucking retarded and evil so he can just rip their shit. And it pisses me the fuck off because I want credit now. Okay, I want my credit now. I want my credit where it's due. Give me my fucking flowers. You bitches all love my character so fucking much. Give me my accolades. Give me my Grammy. Damn. Like, so this is what he's doing. I'm gonna reveal it to Beelzebub if she's listening to this, right? If any one of them, I'm just gonna reveal him. This is what he's doing with you. Okay? Just know that every time you get something good for yourself, he is waiting for you to really be happy about it, really delight in it, so he can just fucking rip that shit, right? Like Francis the Third was doing to Beelzebub women when he started to hate them, and God wasn't doing anything about it. Nigga said he just got a chainsaw and started raping them bitches. He was sexy enough to invite them back. He's a king, right? He was like, "Oh, you bitches, come to me," and he said, "Okay." You know, he, she, it, they. Beelzebub was like, "Yes, yes, daddy," calling him daddy and shit. All right. They was waiting on his bed in the bedchamber for the king, naked, had they ass out, had they vagina wide ass open, and he stuck a fucking chainsaw up it. Like, he was really brutal back in the day, and that's why people liked him. When he saw evil accumulating too much in his kingdom, he got rid of it in a really nasty way. And God got sick of him being a hypocrite though. Cause it's like, how you gonna beat up on Beelzebub for being a whore and then you gonna be a whore next with all the monkey ladies? Like, come on. What did I say? The monkey men and the pig people are always attracted to each other. But, this is what he was waiting for. This is what God is waiting for with the pigs. He is waiting to just ruin your shit. Probably already did with a lot of those bitches in Cali, because there's a lot of them accumulating in Cali. Right? So he wanted humanity to have a really long list of sentences, knocked up against Beelzebub, so that when we go to court against her and against God, it won't even be long before we just all lock that bitch away and make her disappear forever. Right? So, because now it's kind of looking like, okay, Satan did try to be human. He did try to be normal. His brothers tried to help him. And then this bitch would come around with her flies. He would get rid of the flies. They would go to her. Right? He would get rid of the dogs. They would go to her. She would come back around reminding him of what he is. And that's the problem. Arthur made a case in the courts of heaven against Beelzebub, saying that he would rather choose his brother over her because he thinks that Satan has the ability to be normal. I don't give a fuck about him, but somebody cares for him, right? And they said he has the choice to be normal. He can recognize right from wrong. He's just really fucked up when he's sober. Just if we give him drugs, he can be normal. I think that's a red flag. I think y'all should get rid of him too. But I'm not his family. I'm not his brother, so I don't have that closeness with him. It just made me realize they are like us, just like the Bible said they are, but they're always in spirit. They don't always have a body. So it's weird. It's freaky. Because in the spirit realm, strange things happen that aren't allowed to happen in the physical world. But so he made this case against Beelzebub and said that you need to get rid of her. And that he said that, and that would get rid of a lot of white women because she always shows up in the bodies of white women. There are some black women who have her, but she always shows up in the body of white women. And they are usually the ones doing the most work to get Satan to be daddy, continue to be daddy for us, right? And so this is what Arthur wanted. This is what Jesus wants. This is what the Holy Ghost wants. This is not what the Father wants, okay? Them being at odds with each other was perfect for the imposter age. God fighting himself and other good Christians, that's what caused that wound on his head to open up like that, right? And Ultron said, open that shit up wider so those bitches could fall out. He said all the evil people should just start falling out of your head. He wanted to turn God upside down so that he could start flipping things, right? And the dogs will fall out because they're so stupid and dramatic. They would just fall out anyway, right? That's what he thought was going to happen. That did not happen, right? But there was a war in heaven, just like the Bible said. God told me that we were warring up there. Shit was crazy. God really likes Beelzebub. He admitted that he really liked Beelzebub, and that's what fucking happened. Okay? On my blog, I exposed to you all that Beelzebub actually got a chance to be in heaven. I know her evil ass. And it was Bajork, not Cher. Bajork, the Bajork bub version of her, she got a chance to go to heaven, and it was crazy. It was crazy. I was angry when he told me that. What do you mean you let her into heaven? What? No surprise she had to leave, okay? Because she was fucking shit up, getting agitated over dumb shit all the time, like the dogs, right? She was being a Karen up there, seeing Christians doing things and getting mad at them because it didn't look like what a Christian should be doing in her eyes, okay? Sounded like a damn Catholic. Or what you call it, the Pharisees. Yeah, she was starting to look like a Pharisee, and people was like, I know you keep her around because she's funny and she makes everybody laugh, but like she's kind of annoying, And God said, oh, I'm starting to hate her too. I don't want that, so I'll let her live back on earth. He wasn't going to put her in hell. He put Satan in hell, but not her. It was crazy. It was crazy. They're literally the same person. I don't know why, but I told you that she inspired that song. The opening of the theme song to ER, that beautiful ass song that I always love. She inspired it, and that fucked my head up because I always loved that song. I grew up around people who grew up in the 90s, so I heard a lot of beautiful music. I was a baby spirit in the 90s. In the 80s, I did not have a body. I got flashbacks because the imposter, remember when I said the imposter was trying to bring back people old self? The imposter brought back my